Good morning, and it's July 7th, which is a Friday, and I'm commuting to work at a later time than normal. So what's going on? Well, we're working 9 till 5, we were yesterday, which is normally my last day, but I'm also in today. We're all in now, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5, preparing for this year's Scottish Open Golf Championship. So we're doing the fine tuning now, and getting everything ready, and then next week, starting Monday, I'll be working split shifts. So I've got a few films already made from last weekend, tripping the van with G up north. Went and looked at a lot of World War II defences, coastal defences, used our push bikes, our surly fat bikes. And those videos are worth watching if you've got a World War II interest. Don't care about the cycling. There's no lycra involved, stopping cars, it's all off-road, don't worry. And I've also just done 2 Jeep films as well, with the light evenings, so they'll be coming up on the channel soon as well. So I'm zooming it down into North Berwick. I'm a wee bit early, I've got 10 minutes to kill. So I'm stopping in to fill up at Tesco's, which I don't usually do supermarket fuel nowadays. I tend to buy local garage fuel, more so to support them than the argument that supermarket fuel's crap. I mean, it all comes from the same refinery, just the same additives added. But anyway, I always try and buy E5 now for the wee bike if I'm going to give it a hammering, or you know, like I would do if I was going up to 89. I don't mean like thrash it to death, just holding high speeds. And I now only put E5 in my Jeep as well. So in we go, and the good thing about starting late in the morning is you actually see people. Here's one of my pals, Stuart, so I had a quick chat with him.
Morning,
as I filled up.
How you doing? Working the day, aye. Yeah. Aye, Scottish Open starting the day off for us, all the preparation and that. 9 till 5.
So the actual preparation has been since the last Open. That's the honest truth. So anyway, treat the bike with some E5, and 8.4 litres later, we're filled and good to go. So while we zoom up North Berwick High Street, so yeah, it's a year today since I actually rode my bike to work for the first time. I haven't picked up this previous day at Saltire Motorcycles and cruised home at 40 on the back roads, and then gingerly rode it in at 45 after 100 miles, and then 50, just put up 5 miles an hour every 100 miles, and got it serviced at 800 miles, not 300, because I never actually got time to get into Saltire to get the first 300 mile service done. But I didn't feel like the tablets were going tight, was it wasn't power, which can happen with these bikes. So yeah, here we go, a year later, and obviously I repainted the bike, changed the tyres, a few other parts, added the usual sort of bits and bobs folk do, and I've left it more or less as it is since I did all that, and it's going great. It really is. It's done everything I wanted to do. You know, I bought a 350 as A, I was getting back into bikes after about a 10-year break. B, I work part-time now since I had my cancer and all that crap. Part-time was the chance I got to do, so I went for it. So obviously I've got to watch my money now, the money I have to spend. So the 350 was in my sort of price range and running costs. Of course I still want to buy another bike, and everybody does, and I probably will buy a classic 650 when they come out. I'm not going to bother. I was always going to do a sort of film on them, but other folk are doing it, and I think they're just doing it to like get loads of views when they don't actually know anything about it. I don't know anything about it, so why am I going to do a film about it? So look at that. The winter barley's turning already after a couple of weeks sunshine. That's fantastic. This is East Lothian. I mean, when it turns golden brown, when all the wheat fields turn, it is absolutely stunning. The light, everything. There'll be more films and all that coming in the next month and a half. So I've got to get the next 11 days out of the way. It's work is the sort of the main focus. Nothing else really bothers me now. I mean, this is a very important thing in my job. This is what we actually work all for. This is what we get our pay rises for. I mean, we're Scottish greenkeepers. Scottish greenkeepers, I don't care what anyone else can say, are the best greenkeepers in the world because golf started here in Scotland, and especially links golf, links greenkeeping. It's heart of Scotland, and yeah, the best greenkeepers are Scottish, for obvious reasons. And the traditional courses, I mean, some of the guys that have worked on these courses for many, many years are very, very experienced. They understand what to do with the weather, and it's learning how the East Coast Scottish weather works. It's very different to the rest of Scotland. It's got its own kind of microclimate, and dryness and evaporation from East Coast winds is a big thing. And if you live here and you've got a garden, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll wonder why your garden the grass has just went white after no rain for a few days, but it's the wind that's done it. And that's what shapes the golf courses. It's what created them in the original. The links were all created with wind, the sand dunes. So look left, Lee Mini, that's Liam. So he's got his partners, Lee Mini, today. So we're working 9 till 5, basically just to get the course tip top. Also, the reason we're working normal hours rather than going home at 2 PM from starting early is all these officials from the PGA stuff, they really get into their swing mid-morning, midday, mid-afternoon, and if we're all going home at 2 PM and they want us to change things in the course, we're not there. So that's why I have to do this for a couple of days. This is the time that we are all really focused and we just do our jobs. We've all got designated jobs to do. That's our entrance to Renaissance. So we'll go in actually to the greenkeeper sheds here, and you'll see on the left the behind the scenes of the Scottish Open. This is the yard, the compound where all the workers, all the construction guys. It's been great watching actually all that stuff going up, the stands, the signage. It's unbelievable amount of work. So there's like steeplejacks, joiners, and then there's all the fabricators that put all this stuff up, all the sign writing stuff, prints and that. So yeah, so we'll not get in here without security in a couple of days time. We'll get issued with security tags. It gets a bit serious then. So into the greenkeeper compound, and this is all go here. It's 9 o'clock. We start. This is 8:30. There's the mechanics. They've been working from 5 AM. These boys are really busy. There's extra guys in helping with grinding machines and stuff. So yeah, it's go go go. But yeah, we're all going good. The weather's on our side so far. That's the main thing. There's Liam. So I'll show you what's going on out in the course when I get started. I'll get out my work bike gear and we'll get our morning brief done and we'll be away to work.
It's always a nervous junction because you get like a workie in a van.
My mum did see somebody get smacked off a bike.
He ain't got hit there, mind.
So I was out with the summer lads and summer staff guys shaping the bunkers. You can see they look a bit weird. What we've got, we've turned the bunker rakes upside down and smooth the sand, dish it all. So this is the boys going the fairways. Fairways are looking really good just now. And these guys just half the fairways. However, the hand mowing on the greens is all stripes. And down there you see guys doing moisture readings and getting the green speeds ready. So the hand mowing, look at this, Arctic lorries, all day Arctic lorries coming in. So here's Liam hand mowing. So this is mowed between 4 and 5 millimeters. It's that accurate. It's down to like an 1/8 of an inch as they lower them. And there's no GPS on these machines. These guys are doing this from pure experience and skill. No GPS, and look at the lines, look at the straight lines. They have to alternative cut, so the different lines are every cut. It's not like Wimbledon where they just go up and down light and dark. But yeah, it's real golf there. So while there's no GPS used on the hand machines, there are certain lines for the spraying, which is absolutely accurate. You wouldn't believe the accuracy of this machine on spraying. Here's some of the big stars on the walls, as they say. It's quite smart how they do all that, print it up. So anyway, that's me going home at 5 PM. 9 to 5 shift. Bit weird to me, all this, but anyway. So we're going to head home, and I'll give you a bit of raw Royal Enfield soundtrack as we head out of Drem. I'll miss the main road out of work. So see you on the back streets. So that was a cool shot, wasn't it, with the train just zooming by alongside. So that's obviously their East Coast main line, and it zooms down from Edinburgh, down Tree slowly and down to Berwick, and then on down to Newcastle and further on. But yeah, that's actually the same rail line that goes right past our back garden. So yeah, what else can I tell you about what's happening? I'm just going to be busy. I'm going to do a kind of year-old proper video on having my bike for a year, and somebody asked me to list all the things I've done to it, so I will do a walk around video next week. I'm on split shifts next week, so I might have to go home and have a bit of kip in that, but I'll get out on the bike, park up, probably go to the Tower of Justice as I call it, park up, and I'll do an A to Z front to back walk of the bike, everything I've changed on it, and I'd show you all the things. I've already done this, so I'll do a video on, in the video I'll do what I would do if I got another one, you know, and it's only 2 or 3 things I would change now to a standard one, just to keep it cheap, because that's the secret of this bike, is the price of it and the running costs. You don't want to go spend £1,000+ on this bike, just enjoy it and ride it. It's all going to do 70 mile an hour, 72, 73, whatever it is, top speed. And because it's restricted, you can't pull them up, which is great through riding them throttle to the stock. So here we go, here's more of that winter barley turning gold. Look at that, that's beautiful. Sunset picture right there would look fantastic with a bike with that behind. But however, I'll just settle for one up the top here, because there's another field on the left. So yeah, it's been a great year owning this bike. I've been so happy getting back into motorbikes. It's been a kind of, you know, it's been a nightmare because I've not had my van, which, you know, I've needed for my cycling and metal detecting and stuff like that. So I've just done more motorcycling instead, and it seems to have been worth doing because my channels just went mad because of it. So anyway, here's a wee pic of the bike. So I'll wrap the film up in a few minutes. So yeah, I'll do a proper film next week when I'm on split shifts during the day of this wee bike. And if you can't believe how good this wee bike is, then just watch my previous films of what I've got up to with it. It's been so much fun. I mean, to do the North Coast 500 from home in 3 days, totaling 900 miles, and the first day alone was 440 odd miles, and I wasn't sore. That just says it all about the comfort of that bike. Absolutely amazing. And I've had a lot of faster, big, powerful bikes. I've had tuned XR600 enduro bikes. I had a Z750, Honda 404, mostly trail bikes though. But as singles go, and well, it's not a trail bike for going really good off road. This wee bike has been so much fun. For me, 52, work part time now. Got to like my 50s. Survived a few close calls in life, you could say, health wise and other stuff. I'm actually so happy riding this bike. It does everything for me. It's been a game changer actually for me. It definitely has. It's just brought back the basics of motorcycling, and when I ride this bike, I'll think of like the real early bikes that I had once I passed my test, CD 175, CB200s, real just old school kind of Hondas, which were kind of built in the back of the British bike industry, but with Japanese reliability put in them. And yeah, it's just great fun, you know. And you'll always live to tell another tale riding one of these, because you're not going to go too stupid. I don't want to go too fast on these roads, you know. So anyway, I'll sign off here. Well, a big thanks to everyone that's watched all these films and enjoyed them, and leave a comment. And I always try and comment to everyone, and I hope you do get your comments, because it just makes you feel actually like you're appreciated for what you're doing. I don't make a lot of money. I keep telling folk, you know, this is monetized now, but £100 a month probably doesn't cover your hours of sitting making films, stroke even just sitting on your phone answering comments, when you could go and do another part-time job or do overtime and get more money. But it's not about the money, it's about the fun, the passion. And as I did before on a smaller scale with my push bikes, it's the feedback you get from people, and you give folk inspiration to do stuff. When folk tell you that they're buying one of these because they've watched your films and they've been a bit worried about, say, getting a bike only a 350cc, but you're showing that it's a lot of fun, that's cool. Whether I do go and buy another bike, I don't know if I will or not. It's another £4,000 or £5,000. It's a lot of money. I mean, I've looked long enough at the BSA Gold Star. That radiator on the front I don't like, feeler bits, but I still like the idea of a big single, because I used to ride them similar engines on trail bikes. But the thing I have worked out with motorbikes is £4,000 or £5,000 on a Royal Enfield new one with modern technology is way better than a 20-year-old Japanese, supposedly called a classic now, motorbike, which is only maybe £1,000 to £2,000 cheaper. But you know, you're not buying modern technology, you're buying an older Jap bike which is reliable, but it still needs fettling parts. It's still a second-hand older bike, and you've got to decide whether you want that or you want a modern bike and no hassle. I don't want hassle. I've had enough hassle in my life with lots of different things, and so the 350 just covers everything for me. It's a great wee bike. And how long will I be able to ride it for? I'm just going to keep riding it as long as I can, health wise, and I'm going to keep riding it as long as the engine doesn't blow up. And let's just see how many miles we can do on it. It's under warranty for 3 years anyway, so might as well keep doing as much as I can on it until then. So yeah, right, we're 20 minutes in. I'll wrap this up at roundabout. Thanks again for watching. There'll be another film midweek in between some Jeep and World War II coastal defence films coming up. But I'm going to be commuting quite a bit next week on split shifts, so I might as well do some films during the day when I'm out and about. So on a leaving note, people have been saying all the wee air filters and decat stuff's not worth doing. Watch how quick this bike goes up to 70. It's top speed. This is into an east wind, by the way, not a tailwind, an east wind. Look at that. Flies. That's the mid-range power just being released. You're not going to end with the top speed, you're going to go to 72, 73 or whatever. That's all there is to it. But there's how fast the few wee mods you can do to these bikes makes difference. And I'm full to say on Facebook and that it's not worth doing. Well, bring a stock bike alongside and we'll just ride them side by side and we'll see the difference. This wee thing's a flyer now. I love it. So anyway, on that note, I'm out here because we're way over time now. We're in overtime, 21 minutes, so as always, leave some comments, I'll get back to you. And yeah, thanks for watching. Here's to the next year, ownership of the Royal Enfield Classic 350. I mean, most fun you can have with your clothes on, I'd say. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye for now.